What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Ghost Guide video. Today we're going to be talking about the Deogen. I did change up the custom a little bit on this one because the Deogen is the last ghost that we need to talk about in our Ghost Guide series, and so I just changed our sanity to 0. Our starting sanity was 0, but our pills gave us 100%. So that way I could just go in and figure out if we have a Deogen right away. It was just the easiest thing for me to do. But anyway, with all that said, let's go talk about the Deogen. All right, welcome in. This mission is kind of a different one because, as you can see, my ghost is already hunted. I already know where our ghost is. We let it hunt, and this is because the last ghost that I need for the Ghost Guide series is the Deogen. So I just kept running into the house over and over and over again until we actually got a Deogen. It was much quicker than investigating every ghost the way we normally would. So instead, we know we have a Deogen. We're gonna go ahead and investigate this ghost. We're gonna pretend like we don't know it's a Deogen, even though you guys always know it's a Deogen when we start, or whatever ghosts we're investigating. You always know what it is. So let me put up a few things here real quick. All right. Well, I can hear it writing in the book. There's the writing right there. Easy peasy. Where are you? Are you near? Are you far? Okay, I think it's wandering out here. I think that's why it's out here. So Deogens are extremely fast ghosts when they are far from their prey. But the moment they start to enclose in on a player, they will become very, very slow. In fact, if a person is more than 6 meters away, they will move at 3 meters per second, which is as fast as a revenant. They are incredibly fast. If they are between 2.5 and 6 meters, they will move somewhere between 0.4 and 3 meters. You have to assume that there's a gradient between that. Then as soon as they close the distance to 2.5 meters, they will move at 0.4 meters per second, which is much slower than a revenant, much slower than even an aged Fae. It is very slow. Let me actually grab a thermo since I know it's a Deogen and it doesn't have freezing. I didn't grab one, but I want to double check the room. Okay, so it looks like our room is actually the kitchen. I think when it hunted me, it was actually here, so that's probably why it's not doing a... Woo! Okay, yeah, I didn't really like that. That wasn't good. That wasn't good for me, thank you. All right, here's my spirit box again. So now we should get some dots here going. As soon as we get dots, we're gonna try to use the spirit box wherever the dots ghost is. Because wherever the dots ghost is where the actual ghost is. So we wanna be on top of the ghost because the ghost has a very special and unique spirit box response. I don't know, sometimes we get very unlucky and hello. Sometimes we get very unlucky and we're not actually able to get the response. You do have to be within 1 meter of the Deogen. So it's really hard to determine where the ghost is unless you have dots, or if it just ended a ghost event, or if it just stepped through salt. You can kind of guesstimate where the ghost is through the salt. So you have to be within 1 meter, and then it's only a 33% chance. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? 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 See, I mean, I could try that forever and never get it. It's so much better when you can actually see where the ghost is and try. I can't believe we haven't gotten dots yet. That's wild. And then we can go stand where the ghost is. But it's only a 33% chance to give us the growl every time it responds on the spirit box. So it's a little bit tricky to get sometimes. Not gonna lie, we've been here for a hot minute and it really sounds like it's interacting with things outside of its room. I did double check. This is the ghost room, so this is kind of weird. Finally, okay. Where are you? 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 Where? Okay, where are you? 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 Oh, it's so unfortunate. It's also unfortunate because the ghost broke our lights, but it's okay. So we did see dots. That was the first time we saw dots, and man, that took a hot minute to see dots. So Deogens also have forced spirit box. So if you have limited evidence in a run, you are always going to get spirit box. That way, the ghost can give you the special spirit box response. Where are you? 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 Let's go! There it is! Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Let's go! Twice we got it. It does take a little while in order to get it. Especially if you're guessing where the ghost is. At least with dots, you can see exactly where the ghost is and you can get on top of it. It's really nice when the dots ghost just stands still and starts walking rather than like walking across the dots because you have to like chase it down. Deogens will not hunt until 40% sanity. And if you are a brand new player to Phasmophobia, you will never encounter a Deogen before level 30. As soon as you become prestige 1, however, you can get it at level 1. But assuming you have no prestige at all, you cannot get a Deogen until level 30. This is very important because when you are first learning Phasmophobia, you're taught to hide. Deogens always know where you are. And so in an effort to not confuse new players, they said, you know what? We're gonna let players figure out the game first, and then we'll bring the Deogen into the mix. And then you'll learn that Deogens are the one ghost you cannot hide from. Deogens always have line of sight of a player. It's not your typical line of sight, however, and this line of sight doesn't necessarily influence its speed. What influences its speed is how far away from a player it is. So I don't technically consider this line of sight speed by any means, but it will always have line of sight of a player. If you have multiple people in a match, it's going to pick the person to target whoever is closest in a straight line. So sometimes I'll be on Edgefield and I'll be hanging out by the couch downstairs. I'll have a Deogen upstairs and it'll target somebody in the basement. And it doesn't make sense because it runs right past me in the living room. But that's who was closest in line of sight. And it's the weirdest thing. Every time that happens, I'm like, oh, there we go. It's a Deogen. All right, it's getting a little warmer here. I think our Deogen is moving rooms potentially. According to my thermo, it may be trying to move into the garage, but we're just gonna kind of sit here and observe the ghost for a little bit because we still have some things to talk about with the Deogen. Goodness gracious. Why you do this? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Let's go! The best way to get that growl is to wait for it to do a ghost event. All right, so that Deogen was acting up quite a bit. So we are definitely under 40% sanity, which remember, the Deogen can't taunt us before 40%, but it just knocked out our sanity like boom, boom, boom with all those ghost events. So I'm just gonna say this out here. If the Deogen is smudged or is otherwise not chasing any player, its speed will remain at its current speed, or 1.6 meters per second if its current speed is greater than 3 meters per second, which I'm assuming that they mean on like apocalypse runs, your Deogen can get much, much faster because it's at 150 times speed. Not 100% sure though, don't quote me on that. Otherwise, the Deogen does not alter its speed based on line of sight while chasing a player. It has line of sight always, but it does not change its speed because of line of sight. We'll also see during this hunt that a Deogen is more visible on average than any other ghost. Maybe not as visible as an Oni, but it's pretty darn visible and it's pretty easy to get a ghost photo. In fact, maybe we'll try just for the kicks. Ah! All right, I brought a camera just for kicks. We'll try to get a photo during a hunt. You'll see it's pretty easy because first of all, it's slow. Second of all, it's pretty visible. So let's get this Deogen to hunt and we'll observe its speed as well as its visibility. Here we go. Very fast. And look how visible it is. It's actually pretty visible. Oh, and I happen to do it on a blink out. I am the worst. There we go. But, oh, you double backed on me. Let's run away. You'll hear it speed up. Oh, dang it. It's fine. In fact, let's go ahead and hang out down here. And we're going to see that the Deogen is going to find you wherever you are. It turned off my breaker, which is not very nice. All right, so I turned her breaker back on, and now we're just waiting to see that the Deogen's just gonna find me. I would use this place as a hiding spot most of the time. The ghost can't see you through this normally, but the Deogen's gonna find us wherever we are. It does not matter. All right, it's coming for us. It knows exactly where we are. And there it is. It found us. It found us, and we know it found us too because it has definitely slowed down. And I'm realizing I don't even have a lighter. It took forever to hunt, and I was gonna light the summoning circle, and I couldn't. All right, so that found us there. Let's actually go grab a lighter and just, you know, let's pretend that we're actually hiding and what you would need to do in order to survive. Okay, I got my trusty lighter now. So we're just gonna go pretend that we're brand new and we don't know what we're doing, and we're just gonna go hide. It's coming. It's starting to slow down, and we can see its shadow. We know this ghost, it's gonna always find us. And as you can see, I smudged it when it was at its slowest. Let's see if we can do this. I was hoping to see if I could get it to smudge. Oh, you turned on the freaking car alarm. That is so annoying. I was gonna try to see if I could smudge it at its top speed, but I didn't even hear its footsteps at all when I smudged it again. Let's bring the Dio over here. In the light, it's so much more obvious how visible this ghost is. Once upon a time, Deogens had an increased chance to interact with dots and writing. This is no longer the case. This was back in the day when dots and writing were very hard to get because the ghost almost never interacted with them. But since they've increased the interaction rate of both dots and writing, it hasn't really been an issue. So they actually do not have an increased chance of interacting with dots and writing because it's just an improved rate overall. But that's a Deogen for you. All right, nothing that it does is a trackable ability, so our abilities will show as 0. And also, I have one other thing to mention about not necessarily the Dios, but the mimics. So mimics can still imitate the Deogen before Prestige 0 level 30, which is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Highly unlikely, but still unfortunate, and I'm sure somebody out there has encountered that. But that's the Deogen for you. If you have any questions about the Deogen or anything to add about the Deogen, please leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next Ghost Guide video. Bye.